Hi, my name is Kathy Seal and I own the Quilt Patch in Tecumseh, Michigan. And what I wanted to do today was part 2 of something that we started a few months ago. We were talking about the half square triangle tool, and what I wanted to go over today is how to use the other end of that tool, and that is the quarter square triangle part of it. There are a number of different products on the market that do quarter square and half square triangles, and there's different sizes. My favorite is Creative Grids brands because it's the only one that put 2 tools together, so I only have 1 tool to keep track of. My favorite block to teach half square and quarter square triangles with is the Winning Hands, because it encompasses both the half square and the quarter square, which is here in the center, and these 2 parts right here. So it's the best way to learn how to use both ends of this tool. So what we want to do is come in and break the block apart and find out what part's half square triangle and what part's quarter square triangle. So let's come in and look at our block right here. If we break it apart and we look at all the different parts of the Winning Hand block, we're going to see that right here is the half square triangle unit, and right here in the center is a true quarter square triangle block. This one happens to be a mix of both. You have a half square triangle unit right here, and then you have the 2 quarter square triangles right here. So let's go in and do a little bit of review over what we did on the last one. If we remember, or if you're new today, we know that if this has to finish to 4 inches, then all we're going to do to use this tool is cut our strips using regular quilt math. If this has to finish to 4 inches, we're going to cut the strips for this unit into 4.5 inch strips. It's a 4-inch finish. We're going to add a 1/4 inch here, and we're going to add a 1/4 inch here, and that's how we get our 4.5 inch strip. So if we're going to use this, we're going to take these 2 colors, and we can make it a little bit easier on ourselves, and we can come in and put them right sides together. And then we're going to come in and we're going to lay this right down on top of those 2 fabrics. Now on this ruler there is a little dotted line right here that is going to hang over the edge. So the dotted line lines up with the raw edge of the fabric, and the tip hangs over the edge. On the bottom here, we're going to be lining it up, the raw edge, with the size of the finished block. Oh, it's going to be 4 inches. So that's how we get to double check and make sure that we cut the correct width of our strip to finish to a 4-inch strip. So now we're going to come in and I'm going to cut this down this way and get rid of that. And then we're going to come this way. And there is 1 half square triangle block with both pieces. Now I'm going to come and take this and I'm going to rotate, and I'm going to go cut the other one. I'm going to line up the raw edge here. I've got my dotted line to the raw edge there, and I'm going to go just like so, and there is another set. When I go in and sew my 1/4 inch, they come out to be a very, very nice 4.5 inch raw block that will finish to 4 inches. Now, when I come in and I look at my quarter square triangle unit right here, I know that if I start with a 4.5 inch strip, that's not going to be correct, because this unit only goes to the midpoint of our 4-inch finished square. So I can't use a 4.5 inch. I have to take half. It comes to the middle. So if this finishes to 4 inches, half of 4 is 2, and then do regular quilt math, add a 1/2 inch. I need to take a 2.5 inch strip to cut all these units. I am going to not be using the half square triangle side. I'm going to be using the quarter square triangle side of this ruler, or this tool right now. So I'm going to come in. I have a 2.5 inch strip, and look at what happens. I have got on the bottom, what matches up to the bottom raw edge, it says 4. That's another test for me to make sure that I'm correct. This is going to finish to 4 inches. So I'm going to come just like before. I'm going to come up this side, and I'm going to cut that side, and right there is my quarter square triangle unit. When I go to cut the next one, I have to rotate the tool around, and I'm going to line the 4 up with the raw edge, and I'm going to line that dot up. So there's a little tip again that's hanging over the edge, and then you're going to make that next cut. So we have to be really careful here, just a second. And we're going to come and cut just like that. And here's the next set. So that is how we go in and make very, very accurate quarter square triangle units. If I place this guy back and I look at this unit, this is a mixture of both. There's the half right there that we cut the first time, and here's the quarter square with the matching background piece, and that is going to also finish to 4 inches. So what I'm hoping is that today's demonstration gives you the information that you need to be able to go to any pattern and be able to use the half square and quarter square triangle tool. And while you're learning, we went and put together the instructions for the winning hands, and we also have Ohio Star, which is just a quarter square triangle unit, and we gave you all the math there to do both the traditional method or using a half square or quarter square triangle tool to make it easier while you're learning. So here are all the blocks of the winning hands put together, and then we have the Ohio Star. So the quarter square triangle of the Ohio Star is right there, and we know just how to do that using the tool now. Hopefully this gives you everything that you need to comfortably able to transfer any pattern that you see and be able to use the half square and quarter square triangle ruler. Thanks for watching.